Okay, everybody, welcome. This is Mark Ross. Welcome, everybody, to the Sosana call. We got some big updates to share with you. This is a Monday night call, and we have with us in the house founder David Track. It's been a while since he's joined us. He's been hard at work. We're going to bring him on and just kind of hear a little bit about what's been going on. Dave, why don't you just kind of help us update us on what's up?
Hey, thank you, Mark. Guys, I really appreciate the patience and the exuberance, the excitement that we're feeling here in the field. I just want everybody to know, first of all, thank you for joining us tonight. I know the anticipation has been building. We've got some exciting news I'm looking forward to sharing with everybody. So over the past few months, we've been working tirelessly to get Sosana ready for its full launch. The affiliate program, the voting, the nomination system, and of course, the token itself, right? So tonight, I'm excited to tell everybody that we've made a strategic decision that is going to set us up for an even stronger and smoother rollout. So what we've decided is that we're going to officially launch first with the relaunch of the Sosana Token. So this is what we've heard from the leaders. People have been asking, let's just get this thing rolled out. There's been a heck of a lot of work behind the scenes and in getting everything together, and everything is pretty much ready to go. But rather than to continue the anticipated launch without a date in mind, we wanted to kind of roll out the nominating and voting system and affiliate program shortly thereafter. But the token is easy to get done. So this week we'll be testing the token on testnet. We'll be stress testing it. We'll hand over the smart contract to the auditing company. That should take a review of about 1 to 3 days to get it done. And then once it's complete, we're off to the races, right? We go live. So that's when we hit the green light and it's go, go, go. So, and we're going to do a fair launch for everybody. We'll have a little Telegram party. We'll let, open up the Telegram chat line and do a countdown timer as we fill the token with liquidity and let everybody kind of ape in all at once together. So I think it's the fair way to do it. It's a way that I kind of wish we would have done it the first time around. And I think this way it gives everybody the chance. We're working right now on a way to block the bots from front running like they did the first time around. And so I'm working with Kapil, our dev, on that right now. So we're coming up with a solution to make that happen. So there might be a few minute kind of lag before we actually start buying up, and we'll let everybody know as we come to a conclusion. So we're using SPL Token 2022, which is the latest and greatest Solana open network that allows us to build the taxation model that we've got, for collecting the liquidity and the marketing and Degen wallet and all that good stuff that you guys know about. So this means that the holders won't be waiting on every single moving part to be ready, before they can dive in. So the token is coming first, and it's coming fast. So, really it allows us, number one, to move quickly. The token is ready, so why hold back? Really, this is going to ease the pressure for us all. So instead of launching everything at once, we can give each part of the ecosystem the spotlight it deserves, right? And this gives everybody the time to prepare. You'll get a chance to get familiar, build your teams, position yourselves for the affiliate program before it even goes live. And then we can stress test properly by rolling out the token first. We can make sure the foundations are solid before introducing the complexity of voting, nominating, and the affiliate logic. And there's a lot of tech that goes behind that. So this is better for us and for the community, we believe. And look, during this time, even before the affiliate program launches, you can already sign up for free. As many of you know, you can recruit, you can start building your genealogy. And that means your teams can begin taking shape today. When commissions turn on, you'll be already ahead of the curve. So we encourage you to, if you haven't already signed up, for the affiliate system, to position yourself in the genealogy, to do so. If you haven't and you don't know where to go, we ask that you go back to your referrer, the person that asked you onto this call, for that link, and they'll set you up. If you don't have a referrer, you found us on your own, reach out to us. We will set you up, make sure you're taken care of. You know, that's really you know, the update. You know, I just want you guys to know, just to kind of reiterate that this is the week, right? This is the week that we plan to test it and hand it over to the auditors and go live. So everything that we've been building for, waiting for, it's happening this week. So we ask you to get yourselves ready, positioned. It's going to move like a freaking freight train, right? This thing is going to freaking move. We know it. It's no doubt. Like the first time around, you know, we thought we got something special here. This is going to make it. This is going to do amazing. And the proof is in the pudding, right? So we had that kind of 1 month trial. We call it the 1.0 to see that it did indeed. It actually exceeded our expectations, to be honest with you. And now we're at a point where it's a proven commodity, right? It's already, we've been there, we've done it. We know that it works. And if you tell the story to anybody, they get it. You know, we've yet to have a time where we tell the story and people don't follow what it is that we're building, why we're doing this, and everybody wants in. So this is going to be an easy win, I believe, for everybody. I think this is going to really help shape the future of crypto. And if we do what we set out to do, which is to hit that critical mass and really affect change for the industry, to sort of cauterize that bleed out of the Solana network, all of a sudden the altcoins will rally. Everyone here hopefully can make a killing as we grow. Tokens that deserve to be recognized will get their just rewards, as well as the nominators and voters in the community as a whole. So look, we're the rest of the pieces of the puzzle are basically pretty much done. This takes a little bit of pressure off of us, and it allows us to finally get everything launched for you guys so that you guys can start rocking and rolling, and hopefully, God willing, making some money. So, you know, we don't make promises, but we are pretty confident that this should go up like a hockey stick. So that's all I got to really say. I'm kind of excited, Mark, to make that introduction, to make that announcement rather. And thank you, brother, for doing what you do. I appreciate you handling the calls while I've been hard at work. I'm going to have to go back to a lot of that work very shortly. In fact, I'll have a call with our dev team in just a moment. But I just wanted to make that announcement, and hopefully everybody's as pumped as I am, as you are, as the rest of the core team is. And you know, we love you guys. This is still a small little community, and it's about to get big. So
yeah,
buckle up.
Awesome.
We're in for a ride, guys.
Yeah, because you know, you guys are going to get, people keep asking me like, are we going to know when this thing happens? I'm like, yes, don't worry. I mean, listen, it's in our best interest, and we know it's in your best interest to make sure that you know exactly when the contract's going to go live. So we're going to give you guys a good, I would say at least, what do you think? 48 hours at least, Dave?
Yeah,
notice? Yeah, at least.
Yeah, we want to give you guys the chance to, you know, make any kind of arrangements you need to make sure that you're there sitting in front of your phone or your computer and prepared to hit that, you know, button when it goes live. But I don't want you guys to feel like you've missed out in case you can't be there, because although this is going to continue to rise, that, you know, we believe it will, there's no reason why it shouldn't. You know, it's not going to just rise during the first 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours. This should continue. We're in a bit of a bull run here. The timing could not be better. We've got a hell of a story to tell, and we've got things that are going to be rolling out, unlike other crypto projects that promise you, you know, Q2, Q3, Q4 next year, and then nothing ever comes. We actually have stuff that's coming, and it could come out now if we wanted it to, but it's better that it doesn't, and that we stress test the living daylights out of a few things here, and just make sure that it's perfect. You know, nothing's perfect, but to make sure it's as good as it possibly can be, you know, under our, you know, watch, before we pull the trigger on those things, and they will come soon. So we want to launch them together. The voting, nomination, and the affiliate program, they're sort of kind of tied together. The last time I was on the call, Mark, we were talking about the fact that we need to KYC in order for the nomination, the voting to work properly, or otherwise it will hurt the community, because people will try to game the system. So it's one wallet,
Right.
one vote, one wallet, one nomination. So, that same wallet is tied to you. This is how we keep it fair, honest, from being corrupted, and that kind of was built into the flow of the sign up, which is kind of the hiccup that slowed us down a little bit in the development work, but it was the best thing we could have done, right? It's just,
Yeah.
we've heard from the leaders, everybody has said, kudos, it was a great move that we did it. Man, I'm glad that I thought about that before we went live. Honestly, just
Right. It would have been a
the right thing.
disaster.
It would have been a disaster to try to fix that, to come up with that idea down the road when it's too little, too late, or
Yeah.
trying to go back in tech when you got smart contracts and things. It's problematic. So, so we're going to be diligent. We're going to continue to stress test over the coming weeks for the affiliate. I shouldn't say weeks. It's possible that a week or two, at the latest, really, after we launch, the rest of it comes. It could be sooner. So I'm not going to make any dates until we've started to test it and to see if there's anything that pops up. But so far, so good. So far, everything looks good, guys. So we're just absolutely stoked, and looking forward to having you grow with us as we take this thing to new heights.
Yeah.
It's an exciting time for sure.
Yep.
So,
Awesome. Appreciate you
thanks,
coming on, Dave, and taking the time.
Yeah,
I know
man.
you're busy, so get back to what you do, and
Yeah, bro.
do your thing,
Yeah.
baby.
This is it, man. This is it. This is why we've worked so hard, man. This is
why we're in
here.
crypto. This is the reason. I'm telling you,
That's it.
Dave, there's no doubt in my mind. This is why you and me are in crypto. Period. We really think we can have an impact. And the thing is, I want to kind of go on top of this, because a lot of people that may not be as familiar to crypto might be on this call wondering, like, well, why would you want to launch, before the utility? Well, let me tell you something, folks. I have not seen a single crypto project ever since 2017, not a single one that I can recall, where they launched with their product. They always bring out the token first. They sell the vision. They get people excited about a vision first. And you got projects that have been around for years before they launched their utility, literally years. And so we're talking about a few weeks. That's all we're talking about. But we knew that it would be best in the best interest of the community. It's the best marketing strategy, which obviously is in your best interest. And we want to build that vision. We want to build towards that first election. It's really, I think, the best way to create momentum for that first election, and that's going to be really exciting. So people are just chomping at the bit for the token to just get out there. Let's get out there. Let's get out in front of it. And then we build the vision. We build towards that first election process, which we think is going to be, again, just like David said, we're not giving financial advice. We're not making predictions, but we believe in our hearts that our opinions are that this thing is going to be earth-shattering, epic when things get going. But you got to decide that. That's why you're here, is you make that decision. It's really your decision. What do you think? Well, we got a lot of people that agree with us. There's huge leaders in this industry. And when I say this industry, I mean crypto. I'm talking about influencers that have been around for years, some of them decades in their fields, that are just stoked about what's coming. And why shouldn't they be? We're about to change the way people view cryptocurrency. We really are. I mean, there's never been anything like this in history, this utility, but what's it going to do? It's going to help so many people. The shiny object syndrome, in our opinion, needs to come to an end. We are trying to create a way so that we can throw out the shiny objects and uplift the quality projects. That's what we're here to do. So that's the whole vision of it. And I think this is just the perfect time. We know that we're right in the middle of a bull market. We have ebbs and flows, but as David mentioned earlier, yes, we believe that we're going to explode, but every project has ebbs and flows. It shoots up and goes crazy, then it drops. Then it shoots up and goes crazy, then it drops. We just believe that we're going to trend in a really good place. And David, I've been telling the community lately that I believe the possibility, no guarantees, no projections, but just my own opinion. This is just Mark Ross's opinion, That,
Mhm.
that Sosana has the opportunity to transcend the marketplace. What do I
Yeah.
mean by that? I mean, we aren't dependent on Bitcoin. Okay, we don't need Bitcoin to be shooting up in the air for Solana to be going anywhere because what is it about Solana? That Solana will still be here. There will always be new projects forming, and the community is still going to have the same goal. And what is that? To find quality projects at the earliest possible time. That's what we're all trying to do. To get away from the scams, the rug pulls, the shiny objects that hurt us, and uplift the quality projects and give people access to that. We are here to create a solution to a huge problem. I believe what Sosana has is a need. And that's the reason why I think we can actually transcend Bitcoin. I'm not saying that we're going to outgrow Bitcoin. I'm just saying that I don't believe, and I could be wrong, but I do not believe we are dependent on Bitcoin's current trend to say, oh, well, if Bitcoin's going up, Sosana is going up. I don't believe that because there's always going to be new projects. And why would the community stop coming together to find those projects? Why would that happen? Why would they stop wanting to come and see every 2 weeks and maybe even eventually week something new? Why would people want to stop doing that? I don't see any reason why people would want to stop doing that. So that's why I think we can transcend the industry. Brian,
And
are
you
you
know,
with
Mark,
us?
it's
Oh, by the way, go ahead, Dave.
no, no, I was just going to say, one of the things that we're able to do is sort of support the industry, right? So we remain agnostic. We're more or less a platform for the industry, and so we look at it as we're kind of locking arms. We're not competing with other tokens out there. Really, we're a platform to help them shine, to help the good projects rise to the top. And a rising tide lifts all ships. And we believe that this is the way we kind of quell the problem of way too much supply and not enough demand. Right?
Right.
There's only so much money to go around, and you get tens of thousands of projects launching daily, specifically on a Solana network because it's so cheap and easy to get launched on Solana with Pump Fund. We have figured out a way to mitigate that problem and to create an ecosystem where we can come together as a community. We can educate all of those people out there who have been intimidated by crypto. They've heard about the rug pulls and the scams out there, and we can take someone who doesn't even know how to download a wallet, let alone buy Sosana, let alone invest in any crypto, and we can step them through the process. We can do one-on-one tutoring, bring them up to speed. We can have meetups, and we have all kinds of airdrops we can do for specials and team building and community networking, voting, nominating. This is a real community that we're building right now, and you can look around who's here right now, who's showing up. The same people that have been with us. Many of you have been with us almost since the beginning. When we launched, we had I think 220 holders. I can see there's about 240 on this call. We know that we have reached now to thousands of people, but those who show up, we have a very strong core family here building Sosana because they get it. They know it's in store, and they understand that what we're bringing is so unique to this industry, and it really is almost like the next evolution of crypto. When you think about it, it's been the wild west. We got taken, right? If this existed when we had launched, and we had a community directory that had listed the guy that we went with to do the development work, he would have had complaints against him, horrible reviews. Somebody would have called him out, and it would have been something that we could have caught early on. And that's what we're trying to do. So we're trying to protect the members. We're trying to protect the businesses as well, and to let those businesses that deserve to shine when they're up against scam projects, things that have no utility, no real thought process behind it, only malintent. They launch, and the only purpose is to scam people and to get as much money as they can and then shut down. We're kind of rewriting the game. We're turning this industry on its head, and I think that when people take a look at us, and they're going to, the world is about to find out what we've got, and what we're bringing to the table. And when people see what we have here, it's a no-brainer. They're just going to find their way to Sosana to promote themselves, to network, to connect. Why wouldn't you? Anybody that you share this with, whether they understand crypto a lot, they're enthusiasts, they're crypto experts. If there's someone that's just dabbles in it, or somebody who has been intimidated and has never tried to get into crypto because they're just afraid of it. And I've said this before. I've got one of my best buddies in the world is a stockbroker, does extremely well, and he's asking me to manage his crypto for him. He hasn't bought any crypto. He's afraid to. And I'm sure if he just took a little bit of time and looked at the industry, understood it, he would fully get it. But it's just one of those things that is a wide open space when you look at how many people are truly in crypto versus how many people there are. We're just at the very, very early stages, I believe, of crypto. And this becomes a conduit to bring everybody together and kind of create this locked arm ecosystem. And look, yes. once we build out Sosana and this is humming like a beautifully well-oiled machine, we'll start to roll out other blockchains and so on. So people have asked that before, and I answered that honestly, and I'll let you guys know that will be coming in future phases. We've got some really cool stuff that's coming out, but we do it step by step. We try to do it prudently and keep you guys apprised rather of everything every step of the way. So getting back again to those that have recently hopped on, because it looks like the numbers have gone up since we started the call, but we will complete the contract this week, hand it over to the auditors. We want to have that contract audited. That should only take between 1 to 3 days, we're told. And then we're off to the races. That's it. You guys will be kept in the loop throughout the process, and you'll know ahead of time to make sure that you're ready and positioned to go with us.
Yeah, the last thing we want is for people to randomly find out that we launched. We don't want that. Yeah. We want everybody to know.
Yeah, exactly. And look, it's not going to be like, if you missed it for whatever reason, or you're late to the game, it's like if that were the case, you'd never want to buy any crypto Bitcoin. that's in the top. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Binance.
Bitcoin's been here since 2009. People are still buying Bitcoin, right?
Of course, obviously. And look where it is. And we've got if we ever just get a fraction of that, that's a nice thing. So I think they'll always be the leader.
Oh yeah.
It's the only truly decentralized crypto out there, and they're the market leader. And that's the way I believe it will always be. But that doesn't mean that we couldn't be riding its heels somewhere in the top something. I won't make predictions, but I will just say that I think that in a short order, I would say that most of the crypto world will know about us, and we'll know when we've arrived. You guys will see it, but listen, I will just say this again. No predictions. I will say that those of you who are here, consider yourself fortunate that you're at the right place at the right time, and we're just excited that you guys are with us right now. And is there a way to open this up, Mark, to any questions at the end, or they have to?
They'd have to do it in Telegram if we did do that. But one thing I want to say really quick, and David touched on this too, community. Yeah. Remember, this really is this project is more about community than anything I've ever seen. And every project talks about, oh, we're decentralized. We're all about the community, and the community's this, that. Folks, I have never been a part of a community that is this unified for one purpose, the same purpose. Like, why would anybody come into the Sosana community except for one purpose? And that is to find quality projects through this nomination and voting process. If you're not here for that, what else are you here for? I mean, you might be here because you just want to see the results. That's kind of the same purpose, right? So you're either here to see the results of the elections, or what I think 99.9% of people will be to participate in the elections. And you might want to nominate a project, of course, but I have never seen a community that's that unified with its purpose and utility like Sosana. I've never seen that happen. And remember, It's communities that build projects. It ain't us. David and me, we help put this thing together, but you guys are the ones who are going to get it out in the marketplace. You guys are the ones who are going to make sure people find out about it. And so I have never been a part of a community quite like this, with this kind of purpose where everybody's here and so unified. And that's one of the biggest things I'm excited about. What are you excited about, Brian?
Man, first of all, let me just say this. I'm excited that Dave Track is the one that we have at the helm of this. I'm gonna tell you why, because he just really exhibited something called relaxed intensity, right? He gave potentially the most exciting piece of news that anyone has heard in Sosana here in the last several months. But he did it real smooth and real cool. Like if you weren't paying it, it was like, hey, so listen, we're just gonna take the contract, finish it off, give it to the auditors, and go off to the races. Like I mean,
we don't even know
I
how
don't
to
have
do
the
that.
ability to do that, right? I would have been like, guys, do you know what off to the races mean? Do you know what that mean, right? That guys, you've been asking me every single day, when are we gonna launch? Right? It's time, it's go time, right? But Dave is smooth. We all have our roles. Dave Track came on here and he just did it really smooth, and I appreciate that. I do, man, because I hope that everyone on here understands that this literally is the call that you've been waiting for. The next update that we give you will be the launch date, right? So just understand that, right? We're letting you know that this is the consequential week. We're putting it into the hands of the auditors, right? And then as soon as they say, you guys got the clean bill of health, right? They tell us it takes 1 to 3 days for them to do their review. They give us a clean bill of health. As Dave says, it's go time. That means it's launch time. That means we will be telling you at that point, hey, this is the day and the time that we're launching, right? The reason why we're not doing it right now, because we don't know exactly what the auditor is going to say. So we don't want to set up a false narrative. But as soon as they come back to us and say, guys, you're good. You're good. It's beautiful. Everything's perfect. It works fine. Great. Then we can say, hey, Wednesday, 7 p.m., something like that. And guys, we will make sure we give you as much notice as possible so that you can prepare for that. Guys, I'm excited about this, man. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I know we can't build teams. And when I say we, I mean the core team. We're not allowed to build teams here. We want to make sure that our integrity is always up there at the standard that David Track has set for us, right? So we don't want anybody thinking that we're manipulating something because it works better for us and we're stealing their people and all that kind of stuff. We can't build teams. No reason to steal. In fact, it's actually the opposite. It's that I've talked to a ton of people about Sosana, and the strangest thing for me as a person who's built really big teams is when I'm done those talks and they say, bro, send me your link. And I'm like, I don't have one. Like, it's like the weirdest thing for me to do, to say, I don't have a link. I'm going to get you someone else's link and give you to someone else. But that's what we're doing, right? I mean, that's kind of the agreement that we've made. But here's what I will say to you guys. Long before I was a part of this team, long before I was a consultant internationally for network marketing companies and flying around the world and doing all that stuff, I was a rep in the field, and I was a big giant team builder. And one of the things that we did better than just about anybody else is we knew how to almost weaponize big announcements like this and turn them into massive momentum. So what I will say to you guys is this: I can't build a team, can't do that. But I do want to give you some advice. I know there are some superstars on here and they already know what to do. For those of you who may not, that's not your background, you're hearing this, you're excited, but you don't know what to do with this information. Let me just give you a little bit of an idea of what you should do. Any size team that you have, I want you to remember something. On average, the most amount of people that you will ever get on a corporate conference call like this on average is 10 to 15%. 15% is very high, right? 10 to 15% of the entire body of people. 15% is high when you have this really big, massive announcement happening or something like that. But that's a high number. It's just because the nature of this is international, people all over the world, whether you know it or not. There are a lot of people who are asleep right now. I know there are some of you who woke yourselves up out of a coma at 3 a.m. to be a part of this call. We appreciate you. Some people meant to wake themselves up, turned over, hit the alarm, and they're back to sleep. That's why we record this, so they can watch it later. But we have a ton of people. So think about the math for a second. Dave Track told you we have 220 wallets in beta, 220 wallets in beta. We have more than 220 people on this webinar right now. And at most, that represents 10 to 15% of the people who right now are all fully engaged, right? I actually know that doesn't represent 10 to 15% because I know that the number of people who are already engaged is a lot higher than that. It's into the thousands, right? So that's actually very exciting for us. But the reason why I mention those numbers to you is because I know that one of the most successful things that has happened here, Keith Lacy has been amazing at going out and getting people excited about this and bringing together superstars. And I know one of the things that Keith Lacy was simply doing was he was telling his story because he knows the facts tell, but stories sell. And he simply said, hey guys, in beta, here's my story. I had about $3,800 that I put in to buy tokens. That $3,800 actually rose to a number of about $250,000 that I had in value just by that growth in beta with Sosana. Again, our attorney is on the line. Just like when you guys were kids, your parents might have had a swear jar. Every time you use the swear word, you had to throw $1. Every time we make a guarantee, we got to throw 50 Sosana tokens into his bin, which is going to be worth more than $1. I think not making any promises. We can't predict past things are not a guarantee of future. I think I covered it all there, Andrew. Please don't make me throw 50 Sosana into the jar. I'm just saying to you guys, think about it for a moment. That's what Keith Lacy's story was in beta with 220 wallet holders. That's it in beta. Guys, we have more than 220 people on the call right now. We know mathematically that represents a small percentage of the people that are going to be coming on board of this thing. We can't guarantee what's going to happen. But again, use your own imagination as what you think might possibly happen if we are able to exert enough buy pressure on this. So here's what I would do. As soon as this webinar was over, I would actually say, okay, I need to schedule a quick call, right? If it's not going to happen tonight or this morning, depending on where you are, but a quick call within the next 12 to 24 hours with your entire community. We know collectively we're going to be the Sosana community. We also know that you have your community that you're bringing to the table potentially that you're a leader of, and let them know what they should be doing here over the next several days. Number one, every single person, if they haven't already done so, they need to go to Sosana's YouTube channel. They need to see the incredible job that Mr. Mark Ross has done laying out to them. How do I get a Phantom wallet, right? How do I actually set that up? How do I get Solana tokens into my Phantom wallet? They need to be ready and on deck. How do I get the wallet? How do I load up the wallet with Solana? So when it's ready, when we're ready, I am ready to go. When they do that fair launch, they do that countdown and they say, gentlemen, start your engines and go. You're not sitting there saying, okay, what wallet do I use and how do I buy them? That's the next part. You need to show them, okay, when we release the contract, when we actually release the contract, what do they do with that contract so that they are then in position as quickly as possible to be able to swap over their Solana into Sosana? Because we know, right? If you're taking time to figure it out, hey, if the price starts to go like a hockey stick, like Mr. Track said, could happen. Again, no guarantees, but could happen. And you are sitting there waiting around trying to figure stuff out. That might be a little bit of an issue for you. So get prepared for that. The other thing is this. A lot of people, they have been holding back. Guys, I know how it is. You don't want to go tell people about this until they say, here's the launch date, or you've been waiting for that, or until you got an idea of the launch time, because you didn't want to go through what we had to go through, which was 500 calls a day, every single day, text messages, Telegram messages, WhatsApp messages, emails, smoke signals, people knocking at your door, dogs walking by with tags on and playing audios that say, hey, when's the launch? Hey, just asking, when's the launch? Hey, when's the launch? Right, all this kind of stuff. And I know you didn't want to have to go through that. But now is the time to stop keeping the secret. You don't get rewarded now for keeping secrets, guys. Now you got to go out there and you got to let people know, hey, it's coming up. So here's what you need to know about Sosana. Here's what you need to know about why you want to get some. Here's what you need to know about getting yourself in position to get some. So if I'm doing this, I'm talking to my team. I'm making sure that everybody in the team is already set up and ready to go. So the only thing they have to do now is practice how to have the fastest fingers in the West once the fair launch happens. And I'm telling everybody, start going out there and sharing it with the people that you were holding back from or you weren't sharing with before, because the more buy pressure that we can exert in the beginning, the better it's going to be for our individual communities, right? Not to mention the Sosana community as a whole. But I know this, if I'm a big team builder, listen, guys, it's not to be selfish or anything, but I understand for all of you big team builders, you want your team to have the biggest allotment of Sosana tokens that are out there, because you know that these are people that you know, people that you interact with. And if they have a big giant allotment of Sosana tokens, that gives you potentially within your team and your community the opportunity to have some of the most incredible and explosive success stories that you think can then go out there and utilize to create and move momentum. The other thing I'm excited about, Mark, and then I'm going to stop, is simply this. Success and momentum happen from event to event to event. That's how it always goes, right? So whether you're having regional events, national events, all these types of things, guys, we're giving you 3 events here. The first is the launch of the token, which is imminent, as you just heard from Mr. Track. So the launch of the token is going to be that first event. So you can build up a lot of excitement coming into the launch of the token. That's going to actually help you to create some momentum, because the moment that token launches, it's going to go from theoretical to real, right? It's going to go from, I think people are going to be excited, I think this is going to be big, to wow, this is big. And that's going to create a whole bunch of excitement for people. Some people don't have the ability to have that vision to see something that hasn't happened yet, but now they don't have to, because the token will be launched. Then when we come out and launch the utility as well as the affiliate program, think about that for a moment. Guys, you've got the token launched, and you've got all the buzz and excitement going around that. And people are going to be saying, man, I got this amount of the tokens. I got this. I got it at this price, and I'm excited and I'm fired up. Then as we launch the affiliate program, that's a whole new wave coming in, right? People have to go in, whether they're coming in for the $99 within the first 48 hours, and when we launch that affiliate program, whatever, that's going to be a whole new wave of excitement coming on board, which gives you yet another thing to do to build momentum and success. And keep in mind, all the way from the first moment when we launch the token, guys, we're going to be building that DGen voter wallet. So we're going to be sharing that DGen voter wallet with you, that first DGen vote. And the size of that DGen voter wallet, we're going to keep sharing that number with you as we go along. As it gets bigger and bigger, you're going to be able to use that and keep using it in your stories as you're telling people, hey, man, listen, right now it's already 10,000. Right now it's 20,000. Right now, so whatever the number is going to be, to actually start painting the vision for people of what's going to happen when we have that first DGen voter wallet purchase, et cetera, et cetera. So we're giving you a whole bunch of things, guys, that you can build towards, because we're doing it in phases. That is one of the things I'm super excited about. But I think the most thing I'm excited about is that very shortly, no one will ever have to ask us again, when are we going to launch? Wow, that's going to free up a whole lot of time in our day, right? And it's going to give them something. It's going to be like, okay, we're launched, man. This is incredible. I hope that the question they're asking us is, where do you think it's going to go? Again, Andrew, I will not answer that question for them. I will not tell them where I think it's going to go. But I sure will like to I'll give you guys some facial expressions or something like that you can figure out. So we're not violating the law. We're staying within the parameters. I'm not throwing any money into the swear jar, but we're going to keep it moving. So Mark, I'm excited about that. Dave, again, awesome job, man. I know you've been working incredibly, incredibly hard. I know, it's kind of weird how much hard work you've done just to get on this call and say, yeah, guys, we're going to finish off the contract. People have no idea what it's taken to get to this point, but we do. And we appreciate you, appreciate all the hard work you've been doing. With that said, Mark, I'm going to turn the call back to you.
Thanks, brother. Always love having you on. It's always such huge energy that you bring to the Zoom, and it's awesome having you, brother. Glad you're here. So let me just say this, and I know Brian kind of touched on this a little bit. The real growth, in my opinion, again, this is just my opinion, you guys decide if you agree with me. The real growth is going to happen after we launch, because you guys think that the affiliate plan is what grows this crypto community. That's just now. That's just pre-enrollees coming in and people find out, people getting people, relationships. And I love that organic relationship building process. That is the way you grow this, the best communities, the most loyal, best quality community is built that way. But you know what's going to happen is after we launch, in my opinion, we're going to get discovered. We're going to start trending. We're going to get on CoinMarketCap. We're going to be on Dex Screener, Dex Tools. We're going to show up everywhere. And people are just going to start discovering us. And now you've got people all over the world. Because you got to realize this. Most projects grow that way. That's just the way they grow. What we're about to do is a head start on all of that. We're not just going to try and get it right out to the community or to the crypto space, right? We've got our own community growing. We've got over 1,200 members and growing quickly. 1,216 members right now in Telegram. Growing quickly. We've tripled in size just since we launched those pre-enrollee links a few weeks ago. So the affiliate plan is getting people interested, and that was a genius move on David Track's part. We got the idea from a leader out there, and I haven't seen him around, but his name is John. And John gave us that idea. I took it to David, and David just ran with it. That's what David does. If you give David a good idea, he just takes ideas and brings them to life. He just runs with it. So he ran with that. It was the best decision we ever made, because now it's expanded and created this groundswell that's occurring. It was already starting to occur, but when we got out the pre-enrollee links, people started going, "Oh, I can see people. My group is growing," and now it's starting to build up that way. And we're running out of time now. As you know, David just announced we're running out of time. Okay, that little moment of time, that window where you can get those pre-enrollees is shrinking. And I can tell you right now, take advantage of it. I've told you guys this before. I've let loose some audios in some of those groups out there, and in the Telegram, telling you guys, don't wait. Do not wait till you get a hard date. Okay, because we're moving forward. It's coming real soon now. The only reason we're not giving you an exact date now is because we don't know yet, like David said, what the auditors are going to come back with. We may have a little work to do. We don't know that. We don't think so. We actually don't think so, but who knows, right? So we're not going to throw a date out and not hit that date. But when a date comes, if you haven't already been kind of laying that foundation, it could be too late. So don't wait. I'm just telling you, get out there and make it happen. But I can just tell you, I believe the real growth happens after the token launch, because of the way things trend and the way we get discovered. We're going to get discovered way outside the affiliate plan. Lots and lots of people will come in from all over the world that don't even know about our affiliate plan. And they're just going to discover us. They're going to see the mechanism. They're going to see how ingenious it is. These Zooms are going to start going boom, 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 and you're going to start seeing like thousands of people. We may just switch to a YouTube format. That's one thing I was going to talk with David about. I haven't yet, but we may even switch to a YouTube channel format so we can hold more viewers, do more live calls, and have less potential challenges with people that try to disrupt it, and things like that. But that's my thought process on this growing, this phase, these phases that Brian's talking about. That last phase is when we get out into that community, the utility's happening, people are discovering it, rewards are being paid out, like all these things are really happening. Like Brian said, it's becoming real, and the more real it gets, the faster we grow. That's the way I see it. Again, just my opinion, not financial advice, but that's how I see this thing exploding. So if anybody wants to, and I don't know if anybody else wanted to come out, let me bring out the professor. He always has something to say.
And Mark, can you unmute Dave as well, please?
Let me unmute. Dave, are you muted?
Yes.
Oh, I'm trying to unmute you, and the only thing I can see is stop video, rename. Weird, you're muted. I don't know why. Okay, do you want me to unmute your other, the one that just has the Sosana symbol in there? Can I unmute that and get you in here? Okay, hold on. You see that? There you go.
There you go. Hey, all right.
For some reason, I couldn't unmute your video. I couldn't unmute it. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's got issues. That's why I'm doing it through the mobile and video through the laptop. But it's interesting. You mentioned the YouTube as a solution, but one of the things that we're building, it won't be in this 2.0 phase that we're calling it, right? Even though the affiliate program, the voting and nominating is considered 2.0, but 2.5, we will bring our own streaming system in, and we'll control it on our own servers. So we'll kind of be a mini Zoom is the goal, so the community can run their own live team meetings and so on through the community. So that's being worked on. We're going to be using technology for that. So hopefully that's something that I'd like to have out sooner than later. So pushing that pretty quickly. Yeah. So good. Maybe in the interim, if it's not done quick enough, we can talk about the YouTube idea. But so this is how we work, right? You got an idea, we play with it, and we pick what makes sense. So
making it happen.
But who you were inviting on, Professor?
Professor, he's with us. How you doing, Professor?
I'm wonderful. But how the world do you come after you and come after Brian? How do you do that?
Just go for it, brother. I believe in you, man. You underestimate yourself.
Well, you know what just came to mind. Last night there was a private Zoom done with a very large leader in the marketing space, and the person who was responsible for that um, happened to get another person on that Zoom. All right. So let's say we've got John. I'm just throwing out names. We've got Irving. All right. Who refers Scott. All right. Scott has a big Zoom on last night. And Irving also brought a friend of his to the Zoom. All right. That's not on Scott's team. All right. So Irving's responsible for Scott. Irving also brings on a buddy of his who happens to be a barber. The buddy is on that private Zoom, gets off and says, "Man, I'm gonna buy $20,000 worth of Sosana, and I'm a part of a network of people like me. This person happens to be in the barber and hairstylist arena. I've got all these barbers and hairstylists that I know that they make good money cash wise, but they don't have a retirement or anything like that. I want to introduce Sosana to them so they can start getting Sosana tokens and all this good stuff. Now, here's my point in saying all that. Okay. Because Brian was talking about all these Zooms and all these calls, and we see the numbers here, but what we don't see are all of the individual conversations, all of the smaller group Zooms, bigger group Zooms. I see some names here that are legends in this industry, and there are legends in this industry that maybe aren't on tonight's Zoom. And what in the world does that have to do with my Joe and Susie average? Now, just think about this, folks. I want you to get this. You can go to deckscreener.com. All right. You can put in Sosana and see all of the trades in 1.0. From the first trade that started off at 0.0007 to the last trade in 1.0. You can see all those trades. I dare you to do so. Because what you will see is that in Sosana 1.0, you're not going to see one transaction that came in at $20,000. You're going to see a bunch of 10s and 50s and 100s because it was not proven yet, right? Keith Lacey of 3910 that he swapped for Sosana that was a really big deal in Sosana 1.0. But so here's this barber who gets on the Zoom, to my knowledge, for the first time. By the way, Mark did that Zoom. Mark, you kick butt, my friend. All right,
brother.
So this guy gets off, says $20,000. I got somebody else who said, I'm going to do 10,000 initially. And then they said, no, I'm going to do 20,000. And then one guy says, I'm going to do 4,000. And then, no, I'm going to do 10,000. Now, listen, don't hurt yourself. Raise your right hand, promise you're not going to hurt yourself. You're not going to go into debt, but buy as many Sosana tokens as your resources allow. Will it ever be cheaper than the day of launch? Go look at Dex Tools and you'll see that wherever it launched, it never got less than that. I'm not saying that's going to happen. Past performance, no indicator of future results. How do you like that, Mr. Attorney? You like that, Mr.
That's
Attorney?
right, man. Don't make Andrew putting these Sosana tokens into the jar, man. Good job, bro. You're saving yourself. Good job.
And Andrew hasn't asked to be unmuted yet, has he?
Right. He's like, I gotta get on
That's always a good sign.
So that's a good sign.
But folks, what does that mean for my Joe average and my Sue average? It means that with us being Sosana token holders and that potential type of buy pressure, what happened in 1.0, go look at the numbers for yourself. People lie, but numbers don't. Go look at the numbers for yourself, and you're going to be hard pressed to find any huge purchases. I remember, Brian, I saw, I think 2 purchases back to back that were like $2,500 ish. So maybe somebody was doing 5,000 and they broke it up or what have you. And I bet you there's people out there that's going to look to do more than the 20 grand that I just talked about. And what that means for you and me, ladies and gentlemen, with only 88,888,888 tokens, and the fact that only about 49% of that will even be at launch, buy pressure. So if I'm Joe Average, Sue Average, and I didn't tell a soul, but I hodled Sosana Token, what could happen? Back to you, Mark.
Hey,
Well
thanks,
said.
brother. I appreciate that. And of course, folks, he's talking in theory. We don't know what's going to happen, but we like the outcome. Or we kind of like I should say, not the outcome, the outlook. We really like it, and you guys can decide if you like it. If you like it, get in, join us. You want to sit back and wait and see what happens? That's fine. You can do that too. Totally up to you. But we don't recommend it, do we, Professor?
Oh,
And we're not
No.
giving people advice. No advice
No.
here, but just, you know.
I will say this, right when we'll call it the compromise happened, we had people lined up that were getting ready to put in six figures.
Massive.
Massive amounts. And it was right at that moment we were just getting ready to hit either the critical mass or that tipping point. It was coming. And we knew it. We had just done a little bit of a dip. If you do look at, there's a beautiful thing about the immutable blockchain. It doesn't lie. It's there forever. So it's there in perpetuity. You can check it anytime, and you can see it's a little drop off. We were just getting ready to punch it, and it was getting ready to go. And as much as it was getting ready to go, it's nothing compared to how it's getting ready to go now. Now we've awoken the beast, right? It was a great idea to add the affiliate program. That was actually on Mark Ross pushed that one. And that affiliate program is actually the roots of where I've come from. I've been a consultant in that space for years. I ran a social network called MLM Social for almost 20 years. Several million members. And I've just been plugged into that space. Mark, as long as I've known him for 20 years, has been working from home, supporting, five, actually probably had a couple of kids at the time. Now you got five, working from home as long as I've known him. Brian is a tremendous leader in that industry, unbelievable, sought after speaker, motivator, mentor. And of course the professor, I think we all know the professor, we knew you before you arrived here. So we're just excited to have, someone of your caliber here. And we have awoken that leadership in the community. It's a very small, incestuous business, right? The real leaders, it's that Pareto principle, the 80-20 rule, and the 20%ers that drive 80% of the traffic for network marketing. I would say we've got a nice chunk of that crew here. And you want to go where the leaders are. They're here for a reason. And that is, not just self-aggrandizing here. We're onto something. This is not just luck. It's not just something we came up with yesterday. This has been a culmination of years of experience building things and seeing the picture like a big chessboard. And all of a sudden it just, all the pieces have come together. And look, this is where I plan to kind of rest my hat and retire into the company. We hope that many of you will retire into the company with us, and we're just going to keep going. This thing, for those that are in the know, our core team, is knows about the phases that we roll out from here. This thing's going to just keep going, and look, there's always going to be somebody that's going to try to emulate. That's a sign of flattery. That's when you've arrived. They want to try to do what you're doing. Nobody, we've got a head start. No one's going to be able to outthink us. There's only one Sosana, and we're just going to continue to blow this thing up, right? So look, this has been the most complicated thing I've ever done, without a doubt. There's nothing that's come close to how difficult this has been, and there's been times where I've just I look up and it's 5 a.m. and my eyes are bloodshot and I just got to go to sleep, and I got to push myself to sleep so that I can stay healthy. But it's come to that time now. We finally, the hard work I think has paid off, and we're ready. We're ready to light this thing up and deliver to you guys what you guys have been waiting for. So, if you're praying people, I'd say let's kind of pray that
Send them
we've
up.
it's I know that we have prayers right here with us, all four of us here. So, but look, nothing in life is guaranteed, but you do everything you can to make things happen, right? And God helps those who help themselves. And so, this is it. Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna sleep like a baby tonight, for the first time
Love
in
it.
a while. So,
Hopefully nobody
Good.
else does.
I'm glad to hear that.
Hopefully nobody else does. Let Dave sleep like a baby. Everybody else go to work. I'll say this one thing, man, and Mark is like, so the professor jumps on. He shares one story about one call that happened just last night, where Mark Ross got in there and busted it up that nobody else really knew about, right? Unless they happened to be on that call. But just from that one call, he's just giving the example of what he heard just from a couple of people from that one call, not to mention everybody else in that call. And just understand, man, calls like that are going on every single day. We get on these calls, we're excited. People might, these guys are excited. I don't know. I mean, I wish, man, I really do. I wish we had advanced to a point as a species where we could just, project our thoughts so everybody could understand, so they could see what we see, experience what we experience. I wish they could hear some of the calls that I've had with David Track when he's talking about what's coming, and I don't mean, again, 2 years down the line. I'm talking about weeks down the line, or they could hear about some of the people when I'm talking to Mark about the quality of amazing leaders that he's ended up on a line with every day, saying, "Oh, we're all in on Sosana." I mean Reggie Sullivan, man, who's always like quiet in these calls, but just the investor networks that he's a part of and how excited they are about Sosana. Guys, if you had any idea what we knew, you would understand how incredible it is that David Track just said he's going to get some sleep tonight, because you would not be able to sleep if you knew what you were plugged into and what was coming and how many people are fired up about this. This is absolutely incredible, man. I know we don't have to keep beating it up, but it's exciting.
It's going to be fun. The thing I love about this, I've never really, and maybe I'm biased, I just want to make sure, but I've never been a part of a crypto project where it seems like it's going to be something where, again, continuously, everyone is always looking forward to something new.
That's right.
It's not like, oh, I bought Shiba, I hope it goes up, and when it goes up, I'm going to sell it. That ain't what it is. People are going to be like, I'm in Sosana. I didn't just buy Sosana. I'm in it. I'm participating. I'm part of the vote. I'm part of the election process. I nominated a project. I'm like, it's like all these things, and people are going to it's going to give people something to look forward to in crypto they've never had. That's never happened. And I can't wait to see what happens. It's just going to be fun to watch.
Yeah. What's different about Shiba today than it was when it launched?
Right. It's still a dog coin, right?
Nothing.
I know there's some, I think they created a Shiba swap, but nobody really cares about it.
Right.
Like, it's just one of those things. Like, it's like dog number 2, right? And then you have Pepe, and Pepe's like, okay, funny character, but what else is it? Nothing really.
Right.
So yeah, it's amazing that those projects can do that. But we have the best of both worlds. When David first came to me about Sosana and told me it was shiny object syndrome and nothing accomplished, and then it was going to be a meme coin, I knew the meme coin would be successful. But now that we've developed it into this utility, it's like, I just can't wait, man. I cannot wait to see what happens. It's going to be fun.
I know. Yeah, that's when the fun begins, right? Yeah.
Yep. All right, guys, I think we're good. Is there anything else to do? I think we can end this call. It was a good update. We're right at an hour. So I think I want to thank everybody for coming on, and just, spread the word, get ready, because in very, very short order, you're going to get a hard launch date, and then we're going to be off to the races. So glad all of you are here. I feel so fortunate to be here myself, but I feel very grateful for everything, and especially the community. And I know I'm speaking for David. We are so grateful that you guys are here, and we can't wait to see what happens. And we hope to change as many lives as we can.
Absolutely. Yeah.
All right, guys.
All right. We'll give you guys updates. We'll keep you plugged in. Just keep up in the telegrams, and you'll see the latest and greatest. Have a good night, everybody.
All right, everybody have a good night. See you tomorrow night. Believe it or not, there's another call tomorrow night at 9 p.m. I hope you guys will make it.
Yes,
That's
see y'all
right,
then.
Monday through Thursday.
All right, guys. See ya.